Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to discuss the issue of dogs being reactive to other dogs. And this is where, again, getting people to focus in on the relationship in terms of the starting point and how it is that things are symptomatic of a relationship problem. Now, just coming from a very successful session involving that very thing with a very large dog, that has become reactive towards other dogs during the walk. But again, when you deal with situations again such as dogs that are very dog reactive, it's understanding the right way to focus in terms of how things are symptomatic of building a proper foundation first before you directly begin to work a dog that way, encountering other dogs. Now, in this situation here, with this large dog I was working with, I actually got to the outside and was able to actually encounter a couple other dogs very, very quickly, and very successful doing that. Again, based again on just the owner. Understand everything really does pivot off of the dog owner that way. When you're able to move forward very quickly, usually represents that the dog owner has all the right things going on, the right qualities, the right personality type. Just a matter of, again, the method itself.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto West Neptune Road.
The method itself, how it kind of brings everything together, okay, very quickly. And again, I was able to encounter other dogs very fast with this dog owner, and again, very successful with doing that. But again, it's all understanding, again, when you're dealing with situations in terms of dogs being dog reactive with other dogs, it's about...
In 6.5 miles, turn right onto Old Canoe Creek Road.
It's about the starting point. It's about the starting point. So again, when I'm working another dog, or a dog that's become very reactive, and I'm starting to lay the groundwork, it's right from the point of the crate, okay? We're starting to move forward, the one-step method, and going from there. So again, I just want to put it out there that when you're dealing with dogs that are very reactive to other dogs, understand it's symptomatic. The dog's gained a high level of control already. They're expressing it towards other dogs at that level because it's about options, it's about fulfillment that way, and things unravel very, very quickly because that's like the tipping point of the relationship. Okay, it's just like this. I use the parenting example. When you're dealing with a already selfish child, well, ask yourself the question, what do they invest in? Well, video games, typically, for this generation, it's fulfillment. It's about going into that world. It's about seeking out, kind of like getting the most satisfaction in that type of scenario, in that world itself. So you look at, what people get, parents can get very, very annoyed saying, little Johnny, he's like spending all his time on video games. Well, it's symptomatic of a bigger issue. But to go in and just, as a parent, just decide you're going to pull the plug out of the wall and just come on to, the child that way, say, video games are done. I'm not saying that you don't do that, okay? But I'm saying that in terms of laying groundwork, to sit down and have a conversation first to figure things out, say, okay, why is little Johnny so overly invested in video games? Maybe it's representative of a bigger issue here. We're going to deal with this, but how are you going to deal with it? That's the thing, the question you have to ask. What's the right path to follow to kind of work this thing out, and maybe invest differently as a parent, start to interact, start to do certain things that are going to engage at a certain level, and so you're not going into high conflict. It's not to say they aren't going to limit video games. You're certainly going to do that, but you have to look at things kind of like the same way. What's symptomatic of a bigger issue. And same things, dogs as social animals. Just saying, okay, yeah, you have that encounter, you have other dogs, and it's totally a major problem, but it's symptomatic. When I enter a situation, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking at the relationship a certain way. I'm starting to get that owner to interact differently, and don't worry, we're going to get there. We're going to get to the other dog situation, and today very fast, right? And very encouraging, but typically it doesn't go down like that. Usually it's not that fast. It's pretty fast, but because understand that that's symptomatic. So when you're laying the right foundation, it's not even about dogs that way. It's about the human. So by the time you lay that foundation, other dogs, it's a joke, right? Because the foundation is now there. The other dogs was symptomatic. It wasn't really about the other dogs that way. It was about the relationship itself. It's about how the dog perceived the human. So when you're laying the right foundation, the other dogs is just something that you deal with. But then by the time you get to that point, it's already worked out, so to speak. I mean, it's not even a difficult thing. But if you don't do it that way, and you're just going right down in the middle of a situation with trying to say, I'm just going to go right in the middle of, my dog likes chasing cars, so I'm going to go down in the middle of a traffic jam. It's not going to work out so well. You're going to really be into the mech, so to speak, and it's going to be a very difficult thing. So again, it's all about understanding how to deal with these situations, laying the proper foundation, the right groundwork, and going from there. Thanks for watching.